Good morning. Hi. Hi. Gray, Tuxie. You gonna come too? Oh my goodness, Slate. Slatey. Hi, honey. Hi. Breakfast. Come on, guys. It's breakfast time. Come on, Gray. Good girl. Good girl. It wouldn't be a day in the life of Don if he wasn't having to fix something.
Yeah.
It's the joy of home ownership, right, Donnie?
Yeah, that's right.
So, in a nutshell, what are you fixing today?
The faucet, there's Delta faucet, which is original with the house. So this faucet's 30 years old. It, the handle, if you put it straight down, it would leak just a little water come out the spigot here. You had to kind of push it over to the side just a little bit, and then it would stop. So I basically put a kit in it, which is a new little ball, plus the seats, plus the springs, plus the O-rings. The only thing they didn't give, which would have been nice, would have been a new aerator, because believe it or not,
yeah, the tip on the end of the faucet.
Yeah, the aerator actually broke when I was unscrewing it. So it's like, oh boy.
Seems to me 5 years ago you repaired this faucet, but you just reset it in the sink, right? You put a new gasket underneath it or something? It was dripping.
5 years ago, right, the
gasket around the faucet. It was leaking underneath down there.
Right.
Yeah.
And we put a new gasket on it.
But you've not replaced the innards of this guy in the 30 years.
No, this is like the 4th time I've replaced the innards.
Yeah, I'd like to tell you that Don will do any electrical work you need, but he's not super happy about being a plumber most of the time.
Right.
Give him some wire and some conduit and he's happy, but give him plumbing stuff and he does the job, but it's not his cup of tea.
Actually, the only thing I hate worse than plumbing is painting. I don't like painting.
So we've bumped Ruby up to 100% charge.
Yep, because we are going to take a longest trip, and the last time we bumped her up to 100%, when was that? We went to
mountain trip.
The mountain trip, so it was all the way back in October, so that's basically 2 solid months ago. And they say it's good to bump it up to 100% every now and then just to balance the battery. So we're doing that because we're going to go to Farmville, and of course it's cold today. I mean, it's like 40 out here, right? It's, you know, it's nippy. It's a beautiful day, but it's a little cool. Yeah, we're going to the GlasStation to see their Christmas ornament demo. We saw the witch hat in October, and we really don't have anything better to do tonight, so that sounded like a good thing to do. We really enjoyed it last time. Oh, goodness, that breeze. Let's go in the garage, Donnie. And we're also going to stop at the Lake Myra Christmas tree lights in Wendell that we haven't visited for a few years. Because it's sort of on the way. Wendell is sort of on the way. But Don came into the house and he said there was gibberish on this screen here about what was being recorded, and he's right, it's gibberish. You can't read it up here. Now up here you can read it. We know she's charging all right. But, yeah, there's some sort of an error on this screen. It's just obviously a textual error, not real data error or, yeah. And it doesn't really say dawn, it's saying done. Because I slid the charging limit over to... Right. Yep. So maybe this latest release, you know, we don't look at this screen very often. No. She just starts charging at 8:30 and nobody's even out here to see. That's right. But it's probably 48.12.1 has just some sort of a formatting textual error on the screen. Right. Yeah, it's kind of funny. Remaining is missing a few characters up here too. Yeah. And it doesn't have the set limit down here. The words in this button, this is the button that lets you set the limit. And it's missing. Yeah, and then you slide it around and you hit done. Again, it just seems to be a formatting issue and not really a problem or a data issue. You would think that I hadn't fed him or given him any attention today, and we all know that that is not the case. Hey, buddy. Ruby's been in the garage. Don't think that it's 64 degrees because it's not. Maybe in the upper 40s, low 50s today. any point. We're going to leave in about an hour to go on our little excursion over to Farmville and the Lake Myra Christmas lights. I'm headed to the Fuquay Arena Library for a Heatran raid, Pokemon raid with some of my community friends. And just noting that Ruby is at 100% battery right now. And, you know, I've got limited regen and she's at 286 miles. Coming up to the stop sign. I miss my regen. I want my regen back. We did the library. Johnny got Heatran there. We did Emmanuel Holiness. Neither one of us got it. And we're over here at South Park doing the low-end Pikachu. Right, Chew? Yeah. Because it's an EX eligible gym and we want the chance for an EX raid pass. Ruby now says it's 55 out there, and it is a really pretty day. It's just a bit windy. I guess it's a good thing we know what these icons are because they're all messed up too. Well, the labels for the icons anyway. First stop is Parker's Barbecue over in Wilson. It's closer to where we're going than to home. It's most of the distance, so an hour and 7 minutes. We'll get there at 5:14. So basically she says we're heading out with 94% and when we get to the barbecue restaurant we ought to be at 68%. And like I said, the restaurant is almost where we're going. And then the Lake Myra Christmas lights that we're going to view on the way back is just a very short deviation off the interstate in Wendell. So we're thinking we're okay today. Last time we went over here and we ran a little short in that we had to charge twice at the supercharger in Raleigh coming and going, which we certainly weren't expecting having to do it on the way back. We were in Sapphire. So I think we'll be fine with Ruby. Dawn had, like we said, charged her up to 100% just to give us cushion today so we didn't have to worry about it. We made a 15-minute stop here at the Lowe's in Garner so Dawn could pick up that part for the kitchen faucet. Yeah. And we had left with enough time to do that, so now we're back on the road. As Dawn and I get onto I-40 here at South Saunders Street, we're looking at all the Model 3s parked in the Sam's Club parking lot. We'd heard there were some over there, plus the ones we had seen at Target, and sure enough. So of course Dawn's trying out the Navigate on Autopilot feature because we are going to be doing a good bit more interstate driving today than we do most days. Well, you shouldn't have to accept anything here because you're already in the exit lane.
Right, she's not said anything.
All right, she just booking along.
Yeah.
Slowing for the guy in front of us who's putting on his brakes for some.
He probably doesn't know this curve.
Right, he's down to 50.
And it's a free-flowing on-ramp. You don't have to merge.
There's a good bit of nice color looking to the east as the sun sets. And we're also treated to some really nice color in the mirrors.
Turn the blinker on and it
wow.
the exit.
Wow. You didn't do any of that, huh?
Didn't do nothing but hang on.
Wow. It's a little confusing at when you have to agree to things and when it just is going to do it.
Yeah.
If I had to say, for me, that's a little confusing.
Yeah.
But that was impressive. It knew what to do over there. As Tesla people drive this road.
I guess, yeah.
Or, you know, probably more so that exit met the criteria for the car knows what to do.
Yeah.
Well, we've made it to Parker's Barbecue here in Wilson, and you know what they say about a busy parking lot. Means good food. Well, they've served it up for us quick, and I got to tell you that this is the busiest barbecue restaurant I have ever been in. It's packed, just packed. Well, we enjoyed our meal, and if we're back in Wilson again, we'll surely stop and eat again. But we didn't eat too much of the coleslaw because it had mustard in the coleslaw. I thought Southerners only put mustard in the potato salad. I don't know. And they had something called a corn stick, which is not as good as a hush puppy.
Right.
We really enjoyed the fried chicken. It was excellent.
Yeah, the fried chicken was good.
We did better than expected on our range over to Wilson. And since we've done this route one time before, we know that the elevation is downhill on the way over and uphill on the way back. And I guess that's right, because as we go east, we're headed toward the ocean. You would think that would be a lower elevation than Raleigh. But we're doing fine so far.
Normally I have a long-winded introduction that I do, explaining all the equipment and pulling out some glass showing off, but I'm eager to get going into this piece. And also it might take longer than the standard demo, and I don't want to go over by too much time. So, of course, being this close to the holiday season, we're making a holiday-themed piece, and I don't think I've spoiled it to too many people. Keep quiet, Margaret. But I happen to have a scale model right here in my pocket. We're going to be making a penguin.
Oh, cool.
Now, what we're making tonight will not have the ice cream though. We're not ready for that yet. But it ought to be a lot of fun. So, first, donning my safety glasses. I'm going to start by getting a preheated blowpipe. It's just a hollow tube, and we're able to blow a bubble through. Wasn't quite hot enough, so I'm adding a little extra heat. Be patient, be patient. I'm talking to myself, not you guys.
Alright, we're patient. So he's in the furnace getting out a piece of glass.
So what I have there is molten clear glass. Our furnace is on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and 2100 degrees Fahrenheit. Inside there is a big ceramic bowl called crucible that is actually holding the glass. When it's full, it has about 400 pounds of molten glass. So I have to keep this pipe moving at all times, or else it'll just drip to the ground. I'm going to begin by rolling out a little cylinder of glass. And I'm going to blow a bubble into it. I'm going to blow. I cap the pipe, which traps that air pressure in there.
Ooh.
And the heat from the glass expands that air. And it blows the bubble out for me. Anybody that's ever taken one of our community classes here, I just make you blow when we're doing it, and that's a lot harder. That's the easy way. What I just did is the easy way of doing it.
So he just went back for a second round of glass on top of the bubble that he already had.
And I'll decide whatever I have. Which means so I just got a second another glass. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use this wooden tool here. Basically, I take my spoon called a block, get it into a clean, symmetrical shape. You go ahead and give me the smallest amount of air.
This is the third gather of glass, just to make it bigger. So you'll see when it comes out this time, it's much bigger than the prior 2 times. So he has the rod in some sort of a fountain and cooling part of the rod so he can place his hand up there.
block, it has a very finite lifespan. We keep them wet the last about a week. Alright, so we got the glass we're going to use. Now we're going to put some color on this. We only melt clear glass in our furnace. To make it color, we buy pre-made glass colors. It's literally just glass that's been crushed up to different consistencies. And we can dip the glass on our pipe in it.
So he's down there dipping color onto the glass ball. And he said you can only mix two glasses that have the same expansion rate. Last time we were here, we got to see him do the color.
A lot of times I'll have the color right here, right in front of everybody, but dealing with a powder, it's potentially more of an airborne health issue, so I want it as far away and closer to the ventilation fans.
Makes complete sense.
We're going to do probably 3 coats of this.
So since we're doing a penguin, he's dipping the glass in black powder to turn the clear glass, which looks orange because it's hot, into black glass.
I'm just going to smooth this shape back out. You go ahead and blow very light.
Watching the main project piece for him, making sure it doesn't cool down too far, making sure it keeps a nice rounded shape. And he is over here with another glass rod, making the white part that's going to go on the penguin so it looks like a penguin. He just said that mixing a project with white and black glass creates some interesting properties because black is soft and white is harder, and yeah, it can create some fun when combining them in one project. No doubt. He's putting the white on the black. Fortunately, mostly what I was seeing was his blue jeans.
I've never done this before, by the way. Literally making it up step by step.
It's more crowded now than it was in October. Almost twice as many people here. Don got us here at the perfect time to get a front row.
We're going to heat this whole thing up and melt it all together, so it's going to be acting as one massive piece of glass. This will take a bit. Yeah, it did take a place.
So I'm taking the white that he's put on there is for the penguin's belly.
Go ahead and blow very light. And the body. Now we need to stretch the shape out a little. Now 90% of blowing glass is actually just managing the heat in some way. Then there's 10% of actual physical shaping. Then there's about 30% luck and 20% of not understanding math and how percentiles work. So right now I need to take several heats to get the heat built up just exactly the way I need it.
He's trying to stretch it so the penguin gets taller.
I'm inflating a little, but not much.
Yeah, he's worried about the black getting away from him.
That's actually going a little too well.
Yeah, I think so. I agree.
And now we got to put I put one out on the plane. Charity, we're gonna have to deal with the floor. I know I gotta get too cold. Yeah, I'll blast it. No.
Oh wow. That's serious there.
He's going to take and stretch it out and make the head.
Okay, Terry. Design question. Should this be any bigger? If it's bigger, it'll get more cartoony. Alright. Let's pull the tail. Start that. So, we got the basic shape of the body. Everybody kind of see how that's going?
Yep.
We're going to give it its tail first. And just let it go off center.
So what do you think he's going to do, Donnie?
He's going to pinch it and pull out the tail.
Pull out the tail. You're right.
How about a long shot?
No?
You know, that little option is really quick.
Well, that's air to cool it off.
Okay, so we build a nail head so we can pull it.
I should also let you know, I looked at absolutely no anatomy references of penguins, so I'm sure it'll be 100% accurate. Got it. On. Well, also, I didn't check that before when I set the torch out.
They lit one torch from the other torch, and let's just say it was on high power. Whatever gas they're using to light that torch, it was all the way on, and it was pretty bright and explosive. The sound that it made. Well, Donnie, that almost looks like his head.
I didn't know the plane was that big. That was kind of cool. All right, Jeremy, we need a little more. Go ahead and leave the door closed.
While he finesses the tail, she's starting to work on the feet.
Yeah, they're yellow.
Yellow, okay.
Put the whole piece into our preheating furnace there. And just gonna gently.
He said the whole time they're working on it, they have to keep the piece at least 1,000 degrees. And I remember she's bringing over the yellow for the heat to combine it onto where it needs to go on the Penguin. Of course, he's got his 2 feet that she's got to do that one more time. And he's responsible for making sure that the big piece stays hot and doesn't get misshapen. He's working on shaping the foot a little bit.
Okay, the real test is going to be, can I make the second one identical to the first? I will tell you right now, the answer is no. That's the big thing I'm not very good at with this type of stuff, which is why I don't do figurative sculpting. Although I guess I could do it if I, you know, make sure I don't make for symmetry.
She's getting ready to bring over the second foot.
Anytime you're ready.
Bumped the tail just a little bit, taking it in and out. Probably because Dawn asked her a question. So they're getting ready to combine two more pieces of glass here.
Hopefully I gave you enough room over there. Alright. Oh boy, I made it too big.
Now this is just a piece to hold it from a different perspective so he can start working on the head, which is currently attached to the rod. So he's going to switch to holding it with the piece on the bottom so he can detach the top part and work on the head.
Alright.
Putting this piece on so he can use the head.
And she's got to flash it. Yeah, that's a really delicate operation. Good cooperation between the people working on the glass.
Can you move the door over to my side?
Yeah.
Because I'm going to have to go back and forth between open and close, and it's not a giant piece. You know, we're going to get it. We're going to get this situated first. The first bits are going to be the eyes. We're not ready for
So the head was the coolest part of the piece because he'd been working on the bottom, and in order to work with the head, he needed it to be the hottest part of the piece. Yeah, so now he's trying to make the head.
Yeah, remember the turkey leg? I didn't apply that.
He just took this metal thing and smeared some stuff and kind of made some eyes. It's kind of pretty cool.
Here as penguins as their favorite animal in the entire universe. Woo! Good. I'm glad to see we got the penguin supporters in the crowd tonight. I don't know, for me it's a tie between penguins and capybaras, but I also feel like penguins and capybaras would be friends if they happen to live together.
So she is working on the eyes, which are white. He's keeping the main piece hot. Pretty soon they'll combine the glass.
plate glass was big enough they could do both eyes at the same time. And she says she thought it was, and obviously he thinks it is too. So he's putting the second eye on now. He's applying some direct heat to try to smooth over the ends where he disconnected it from the pipe.
Glass colors is glass colors like different flame atmospheres. And apparently the black glass likes a different flame type than the white glass. And so if I touch the black glass too much...
So Donnie, what piece is this?
The eye, you can put the pupil.
Okay.
Little black dot.
Little black dot. Oh wow. And glass is really hard to work with and super small.
She's going to heat that up again.
What? I think if you actually just get it really hot and you're able to control it, we can do it.
The mouth this time, the beak. He says he's not great at biology.
Oh dear.
Like a toucan.
I agree, it looks like a toucan. That would be Johnny's favorite bird, so you know.
Then you can take some off.
No ice cream cone. Sorry. Saw you jump right there.
Yeah, the poor kids over here, every time he lights the torch, they they want to get away from it. I don't blame them, it's loud.
You look like a toucan right now.
Yeah. We were joking with him that it looks like a toucan. He's just still working on the size and the shape of the beak. He's removing a little bit more glass right now. He says he's not going for he's not trying to be accurate. He's trying to make the penguin cute.
I will do that.
The more adorable, the better.
Tell me when to take my last flash. Oh. I didn't find that. So it doesn't look like an added on bit.
He's been heating up the wing, putting a little pressure on it.
Before all these torches. Oh man, if I had a time machine, I could
She's working on wing number 2. Gonna be hard to make the second one be as perfect as the first one was. Alright, here comes the second wing. It said that first one was so perfect. It's going to be hard to get the second one just as perfect.
He works out his right arm a little more than his left. bits. I just got to melt that arm in. They cut off the feet and redo them. Gerald / Charlie / Percy / a few other names I got mentioned. He has a lot of middle names. Shelby. Hey, is it paper? It's still glowing a little bit. So it wasn't just a vessel. And Terry doesn't want to help. No, pushing my lug would be having you get back there and we'll break it off in the air. I don't anticipate any problems with this coming off.
She's catching it in the mitts and taking it over to the kiln to cool down. As I said, slowly over several days. This is the thing they have to do really quick. If it cools down too fast, it shatters. We really enjoyed the demo. The little penguin did turn out adorable, just like he was shooting for. He explained that once it's cool, which I had said days, but it's about 24 hours, that it goes into the cold shop where they sand it and cut off the bottom and polish it out and do quite a bit more to the piece to make it, you know, really display ready. So that will happen, and he'll eventually get around to posting a picture on Facebook with what the final piece looked like. And now we're headed back west towards Raleigh, but stopping in Wendell to see the Lake Myra Christmas lights. Just stopped for a stop sign at the end of the interstate at the exit. Holy goodness. We're here. There are tons of lights, and it's different. He's updated it. He's added things. It's you can walk into it here. Wow.
Thank you for bringing me, Donnie.
You're welcome.
They added to the show this year. It's bigger. Yep. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.